YouTube, it's your boy, Jump Meech. We doing a little rebranding. 2025. We here. Lock in. Yo, I just want to say, this is a calm little mini rebranding, y'all. I'm coming back. I'm better. I'm locked in now. Lock in. Let's get into the video. How counterfeit money actually works. Let's get it.
I printed over $1 million in U.S. banknotes.
What is it?
My name's Jeff Turner.
Okay.
I printed over $1 million in U.S. banknotes, and this is how crime works.
How?
I've been called the Picasso of counterfeiting. From my perspective, it wasn't that hard to do it, if that makes sense. It just took a lot of trial and error, basically. The bills just progressively got better and better until...
Wait, so he got his own printer at home and he was making bills? Nah.
Eventually got caught, and the Secret Service said the bills I were making were the best they've seen in 25 years.
How though?
I started counterfeiting when I kind of found myself in a desperate financial situation. I wrecked a work truck, so I lost my job. And, you know, I had a newborn baby at home. The lease was up in our house. So I was just kind of, you know, in a desperate spot.
Oh yeah, bro was in a deep hole, bruh. Yeah, I get you.
Just trying to think of some way to get my family back on their feet, you know. And counterfeiting just ended up being like the safest, easiest way. The majority of the money I printed was the 96 series $100 bill. I also counterfeited some of the 2013, the new blue notes, but really that was more of like a hobby for me, like just kind of a challenge. The longest process...
Bro said that was a hobby? What? Come on. That's godly though. That's godly. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough.
To start counterfeiting was making the digital files. I would say I spent 2 months of just editing these images. Really, Wikipedia has pretty high resolution photos in their stock, and I broke the image down to multiple layers. So I would have one image of just the background color. I'd jumble up the serial numbers. I knew I needed to find a real thin paper that was opaque enough to where you couldn't see the strip and watermark through the face of the bill. I went through rice paper, vellum paper, tracing paper, you know, toilet paper, wrappers on toilet paper. I ended up finding that Bible paper was perfect. Bible paper glows a dull purple just like money does. I would acquire the Bible paper by going into like bookstores and just kind of taking out the blank pages.
Bro was using Bible paper to make cash? It was that easy, bro? Ah, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough.
Inevitably, I ran out of bookstores in Knoxville. I would coat the bills with a matte lacquer spray can, which basically enabled the counterfeit detection pens to mark yellow. I would also use invisible ink UV pen to draw an invisible line over the strip. I also found a certain type of iridescent green eyeshadow that I would basically paint on to the 100 in the bottom corner to kind of replicate the color shifting ink. One cashier would run her fingernail along a Benjamin Franklin shirt to kind of feel the rigid texture. I ended up going to like a Hobby Lobby and I found like a fine tip glue pen. It would dry and give a little texture to a shirt. The 3D security ribbon on the modern $100 bill was hard to crack. The Bureau of Engraving and Printing kind of outsources a company to produce the paper and some of the security features.
Bro, my bad for cutting, my bad for pausing, but bro, like this is crazy. You gotta be top tier to do some shit like this. This is crazy. This dude was locked in on making this cheese. He was locked in on making this cheese. Game is game, bro. Game is game. Game is game.
And I was able to find the patent rights, so it's like it basically explained how to do it. The trial and error.
But wait, how did he make more? So he had to do each bill one by one, because there's no way he did that shit off the. Yo, that's yo. Cause there's no way this dude was actually doing bill by bill. Is this some machine or something he was using? He had to took some machine or something. Cause there's no way he was doing this by hand by himself, bro. No way.
It's definitely frustrating. When I first started counterfeiting, you know, I would just experiment and I'd mess up 5 for every one that I made well. Towards the end, I could make a perfect counterfeit $100 bill in probably 5 or 10 minutes.
What? He can make a $500 bill in 5 to 10 minutes. That's crazy. That's tough.
I've had a few printers kind of break on me. Sometimes the paper would just get so jammed up. It's not so much noisy because I'm using digital printers, but the matte lacquer spray smells really bad. So a lot of times, like, maids at hotels would come into my room and thinking we're like huffing paint or like something, I'd have to say, oh, my wife spilled nail polish, or, you know, just make up these little lies. But eventually I rented a house and I had ventilation fans that would suck the matte lacquer out the window, so I could kind of spray the bills in front of this exhaust fan that it kind of sucked it out the window. There weren't really like big stockpiles of counterfeit money. I would try to like essentially launder the money every day. You know, so I'd print maybe 2,000, 5,000 in the...
Yo, this is crazy. Yo, he was locked in on this shit, bro. He was locked in.
Morning and early afternoon, and then I try to break all those bills before the end of the night.
Yeah, like this is like, what?
There was probably like 10 or 20 of like the big corporations, retail, grocery stores, you know, Walmart type stores, and those were the best to break the bills at. I also sold bills to people. 25 cents on the dollar was kind of the going rate. If I was breaking a bill in a store, I would try to go to female cashiers, and if I sent women in with the bills, I would tell them to go to male cashiers. When I would break a bill, I'd give them the exact coinage to kind of distract them a little bit. The majority of your amateur-type counterfeiters get kind of called out at the register, and, you know, they'll get a license plate number or something. And I would, like, always park my car far away so they could never get my license plate. I steered away from self-checkout machines because they were just too hard to beat. And some of them even have like photographic software where it just analyzes like the microprinting and all that stuff. In the beginning, I was definitely nervous because I spent so much time, you know, perfecting these bills that I would notice any little, you know, error or anything like that. I think I've got an attention to detail that most people probably don't have. And, you know, the knowledge I have for the security features, I study extensively. There was a few times that I would go to the same grocery store, and it turns out that
Bro, did he have a list of the grocery stores in the area, bro?
Features I study extensively. There was a few times.
Bro, no way this is the list of the grocery stores. Bro was, yo. Yo, bro was locked in, bro. He was cracking down on this shit. He was getting that bread. Bro. Nothing was stopping him from getting that bread, bro. Facts. Nothing was stopping him from getting that bread.
Is that I would go to the same grocery store, and it turns out that the bills I'd spent last week, they found out about them. But really, most of the time, when a cashier, even if the cashier kind of knows it's fake, they usually give it back to you. Over the 2 years that I was counterfeiting, I probably only had like maybe 3 or 4 cashiers turn me down. And I was spending, you know, thousands of dollars every day. Luckily for me, they only had, I think, like 12 surveillance videos of me. So I was pretty good about kind of staying anonymous. There was a be on the lookout for me and my wife breaking a bill at a specific store. They didn't know my name, though. It was just a picture. The Secret Service has the capability of kind of building cases on people. But as far as local police, I mean, they can't really do much about it, you know.
Yo, on the wife too, crazy, young.
Knoxville has a lot of dealers from out of town. Basically, drugs are more expensive in Knoxville than they are in Detroit or Chicago or Cleveland or Atlanta. So a lot of people kind of go to these mid-level cities to sell their drugs because they're, you can get a brick in Detroit for like $25,000 and then cut it and go sell it for, $100,000 in Knoxville. I was addicted to drugs at the time, so a lot of it was buying drugs with the bills. A few dealers I was honest with, and I would say, this is what I do, and I ended up selling some bills to a drug dealer from Cleveland. But there was a couple cases of I would buy drugs from these people with the counterfeit money, and the guy that actually ended up setting me up, I probably got him for like close to $10,000 over about a month's period. And
Yo, this guy is devious, yo. He is devious. He backdoor a whole dealer. That's crazy.
he said that it was raining one day and one of my bills got wet and the color shifting makeup smeared off. So he found out that they were fake. He was just kind of impressed and, wanted to start buying them from me. These people would drive from Knoxville up to Detroit to buy like a brick of heroin, and they would mix in like 5,000 or 10,000 of my bills when they went to their city to re-up.
Dang, that's crazy.
All different stores have their specific method of detecting counterfeit bills. And a lot of like the big retailers just use the counterfeit pens. So they typically just mark the bill.
Yeah, bro.
And then
the only way to spot a fake is with either a pen, UV light. I mean, when I used to work at a grocery store, or not a grocery, a convenience store, bro, they had the little mark pen, bro. They had a little mark pen. Yeah, the little pen to see if it changed colors or not. Because if it ain't changed colors, I think it's because that means the bill is fake. Yeah, bro.
If it marks properly, they cash it. If someone's buying a real cheap item with a $100 bill, that's probably more reason to take a closer look at it. Like looking for the strip and the watermark, holding the bill up to the light helps. Yeah. Really, the best way to tell if a bill's real is like putting it in a bill validator. This is the more modern Blue Note $100 bill. If you hold the bill at a certain angle and shift it, the ink turns from a metallic green to a copper. It's used with magnetic ink. So if you fold a bill in half and set it on the table, you can actually lift it up with a neodymium magnet. There's enough magnetism to actually lift the bill up off the table.
What? That's
so
a big
some
one?
Cashiers will scratch the shirt to feel a kind of rigid texture in the bill. The bills are printed on an intaglio press. That kind of raises the ink above the paper, which gives it a certain type of texture. Bills are really hard. There's kind of like a real crisp feeling to it. Well, yeah, there is a smell to money. And my bills, I've had a couple people, if I sprayed the matte lacquer like too soon to spending it, you know what I mean? Like a couple people would complain of a smell. I mean, they always accepted the bills because really like every security feature that a cashier would look for, my bills had. So even if they were kind of suspicious, or even brought up something like the smell, they still accepted it because there was really no reason to believe it was counterfeit.
Oh yeah, he got arrested for this shit. Ow, what?
It was 2019. The dealer from Cleveland, he got arrested up there. He either got caught with my counterfeit money or heroin. And, it didn't take him long to inform on me. And then from there, the Secret Service raided my hotel room.
The dealer snitched. The dealer snitched. He snitched. Fuck no, baby. Nah.
Didn't take him long to inform on me. And then from there, the Secret Service raided my hotel room. I was in the process of printing when they kicked the door in. So they found computers and printers, and I think I had like 6,400 in
Yo!
counterfeit bills that I tried to flush down the toilet. They pretty much caught me red-handed at that point.
Yo!
I was basically looking
Yo, he trying to flush. Yo!
at like about 3 years, but the Secret Service came to me and basically said that if I pleaded guilty and showed them how I did everything, then they wouldn't charge my wife with anything, and they would give me cooperation credit, and they'd keep my restitution amount under $100,000. So with the cooperation, that got reduced to 10 to 16 months. The maximum sentence is 20 years. I think,
Dang.
you know, white-collar criminals should still go to prison. I mean, I deserve to go, you know, to prison. I was lucky with the amount of time that I served. It got me sober. Really, it was for the best in my particular case.
W's, man. W's, man. Yeah, you gotta change your life after you hit that prison. Once you hit that cell, you know you gotta change your life. Change your life after you hit that cell, cause you ain't gonna get out. There's people in that cell right now who can't even change their life because they did something wrong, bro. Stay out of jail, y'all. Stay out of jail. Stay out of jail. Stay out of jail, bro. It ain't even worth it, bro. It ain't worth it.
Organizations in other countries, you know, that have taken a liking to counterfeiting. It's obviously extremely profitable. And, you know, I've heard that a lot of counterfeits come out of Lima and, you know, Medellin. I've seen some bills that I was told came from like South America, but the quality wasn't very good, I didn't think. It's criminal organizations in the drug trade. And just like from my experience, you know, people who were in the drug trade, obviously they're opportunists. You know, if there's a way to make money any other way, from my experience, you know, they'll do it. There's a super note, they say, most likely coming out of North Korea, produced by the North Korean government, that is indistinguishable from legitimate currency. It's supposedly has not only all the security features, but all of them done pretty flawlessly.
Wow. Backstory. You're out of making money.
I started counterfeiting when I was 19 years old. I read The Art of Making Money, a book about Art Williams, who was a counterfeiter up in Chicago. And that kind of gave me the original idea, but everything else was kind of like my own methods. The bills weren't super sophisticated, but they were good enough to sell. A friend of mine's dad was kind of like a connected guy in Tampa. But then my friend overdosed and died. I basically just stopped doing it. You know, at that point, I didn't want to get caught. And of course, when I started up again later on, it's all because of, you know, just a desperate financial situation that kind of, you know, I was racking my brain for any ways to make quick money. I don't think, you know, there will ever be a way to prevent counterfeiting. You know, even if it goes digital, there's still ways of counterfeiting cashless. Like a person I know was counterfeiting credit cards. The $1 million or so that I had made over my career hasn't impacted the economy much, I would say. But, you know, maybe on like the local level, it might make people lose trust in cash. In fact, a lot of stores in Knoxville don't accept $100 bills anymore. They've got little signs at like Dollar Generals and certain.
Bro, the way the world looking, bro, I'm not even gonna lie. Everything might go digital though. There's still ways to, you know what I'm saying, break through the cracks and make some, you mean? But yeah, bro, everything might go digital though in the future. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know. But most likely it probably will go digital because everything started to get Apple Pay, you know, the Google Pay and all that, little cashless tap, all the tap. Everything might go full tap, but you never know in the world. It's the future. You never know, you man. Let's get it.
Certain stores that I frequented.
But dang, that's crazy. No 50s or 100s.
You know, this whole situation kind of flipped my life upside down. You know, I'm sure it wasn't easy on my kids. You know, I had to go to prison. My wife and I are now separated. Dang. So I mean, it's been you know, rough on on all of us. Now I am the production manager at a printing and graphics company in Knoxville. So yeah, just still printing, just not nothing illegal.
Bro, hey man, he changed his life. That's a W. Huge W, changing his life. He printing. He printing and pressing. He's printing and pressing. Anyways, man, make sure I like the video. Make sure I like, comment, and subscribe. You know, I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you all. Do y'all got your New Year's resolution? If y'all made it to the end of the video, like the video, and actually comment. If y'all made it to the end of the video, what's your New Year's resolutions? Let's get it. Let's get this bag. Hope you have a good New Year. Catch you on the next one.